How's it going, everybody? Today we are going to look at the G major scale. Now this is part 1, lesson 1 of the G major scale. We got a bunch of parts to this. We're going to slowly but surely dive deep into this scale. So the first thing that we want to start with is the low. And we're going to look at the first part of this scale. We're going to break it down. We're going to make it nice and easy for you here. And so first thing I want to do is show you the shape of the scale. So we're going to go through the notes. We're going to go through the whole scale. But I'm going to start with the shape. So the first note, we're going to start on the G note. So we're going to take our first finger and put it right here on the 3rd fret. And that's going to be G. And then we're going to take our ring finger, or our 3rd finger, and we're going to put that on the A, which is the 5th fret. Then we're going to take our pinky finger, which is the 4th finger, and put that all the way over here on the 7th fret, and that's B. Okay? So the first part goes. And then after that, we're going to move down a string, and just like we did before, take our first finger, and we're going to put it on the 3rd fret, 2nd string down. That's going to give us our C. And then, likewise, we're going to take our ring finger, or our 3rd finger, and put that on the 5th fret. It's going to be D. And again, 7th fret with our pinky or 4th finger. It's going to be E. So far we have we're almost done. Now we're going to take our first finger on the D string, or the 3rd string down, and we're going to put it on the 4th fret. That's F sharp. Okay, so we're going to kind of shift our chain position down. And then our middle finger, or our 2nd finger, we're going to put on the 5th fret. And that's G. Back to G. Okay. So feel free to rewind this and go back over it a bunch of times so you can get the correct fingers in the correct spots. Okay, and if you gotta, and if your hands are a little smaller and you gotta kind of move off, just make sure you're using the correct fingers. But it's okay if you have to kind of move your hand a little bit and go a little slower. That's perfectly fine. Okay, but it's important to use these fingers as you start to play faster and as you start to play in different positions. It does kind of make a difference and helps you navigate the fretboard and build muscle memory a little easier as you progress. So we're going to go over the shape again. So one more time. All right. Now, we're going to go over, and I was talking a little bit about the notes that we're playing. It's important to know not just where to put your fingers, but what notes you're actually playing and what notes make up the G major scale. Okay, so just so you know, this is the first part of the G major scale, but we're just going to go over this first part here. And so we're going to go G, A, B, C, D, E, for some of you tenors and sopranos and altos, maybe your tenors got a little depth in your voice, get a little range down, and maybe some of the altos do. But we're going to try to sing these notes. We're going to try to sing these notes on pitch. Okay? So that kind of gets in your brain what the notes are. It's called ear training, so you can kind of hear it and know where you're at. So, here we go. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay, we'll try that one more time. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Good job. Okay, so now we're going to learn the numbers. So you know the letters, now there's numbers. So it's called the Nashville numbering system. I'll make a video about that. I'll make a separate video about that. But we're going to have corresponding numbers to where the note falls in the scale. So it's pretty obvious. Okay, so the first note is what we call the root note. And that's G. 1. And then A is your second note in the scale. So that's 2. 2. B is your third note. 3. You see how it's, this is starting to make sense? 4 is C. 5 is D. 6 is E. 7 is F sharp. Back to 1, it's G. Okay? So let's try that. We're going to sing the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Alright, now for the last part of the video, we are going to do the scale with a metronome. So we can make sure that we're staying in rhythm. Bonus points if you can sing along while you're doing it. But make sure you get make sure you're correct and on the beat first before you try that. So we're gonna fire up the metronome here. And so what I want you to do is kind of dance to the metronome. Right? Feel it. Okay. And you're feeling it. Now we'll get started. So start slow and then work up from there. So we're starting slow together, okay? Okay. Alright, now try using the notes that we had in the scale and making your own little melody out of it. Just kind of pluck around, and I'm not going to give you any ideas. Be creative. Make a little melody with just using those 8 notes that we worked on. Okay? And see what you come up with. Have some fun with it. Be creative. Alright, so that's our lesson on the G major scale. So that's the first one in the bag. There's a bunch more coming. So make sure you stay tuned and ring the notification bell. But just practice that. Feel free to rewind the video and go over each segment of the video and get each segment progressively and get each segment individually and then kind of put it together. Okay, so don't be afraid to rewind, go slow. Learning guitar is like any skill, any other skill, right? It takes time. You do it slowly, and then eventually you work your way up. Make sure you grab a metronome app. Just go on the App Store and search for it, and there's free ones out there. You can download them, and that way you have something to work with. Or if you want a little drum machine app, they have those as well. But just make sure you're stepping and kind of feeling the rhythm while you're playing and kind of put that all together. That's very important. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.